And there we go. So we're going to start our working Zoom tonight. I do mine same thing, but just a tiny bit different in terms of the order that I go in. So the first thing that I always do is start with an affirmation. And I think I've got some background. Hi, Alyssa. I'm going to mute you guys. Just because we've got some background. I always start with an affirmation around the work that we're going to do. And it can sometimes feel a little bit more of a struggle at night. But my affirmation, and I'll put it in the comments, is I'm happy and grateful to be connecting with men and women whose lives will be forever changed because of my courage. May my words, energy, and intention be met with open minds and hearts. I've got lives to change and impact. The time is now. So I know that when we are sure that, we head off into doing all of this connecting, that if our brains and our energy go toward, oh my gosh, what are they going to think, blah, 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 then people feel that energy. So I have this on my whiteboard and I rewrite it. So there's my affirmation about our connection. So the first thing that I want you guys to do is set your intention for what we're doing. And I want you to add a pull story right now. And a pull story is something that will, as you go out and do your connection blitz, will pull people toward you. So I have an album on my phone that is a pull story. And if you want a great pull story, head on over to Beth Bolis's Facebook page, scroll down a few photos, and she posted her before and after. And that would be a great pull story, just to throw that up in your stories right now. And a great caption would be a lifestyle change and adding premium nutrition, 3 simple steps, premium nutrition, and a decision to change. Congratulations, Beth. Something like that will pull people when you start to do the connection. So I'm going to give you 3 minutes to go to your stories and start putting something to pull people. Other things that would pull people tonight. Jenna just posted that Jordana just hit 4K. So you could go to that timeline, grab that, and shout out Jordana. You can shout out a sideline. VIP 800 was Samantha Fouts tonight. You could shout her out. And people love to see a story. So the pull story is the idea. We set the affirmation. We're going to go out and make some massive connecting. So they're going to be checking you out. So 3 minutes right now to go put something up in your stories that would pull people toward you.
Mom, this is good.
Okay, so when you, and one of the things that I do is I will see a story and I will, am I recording? Yes. And I'll screenshot it. And then during my content planning time, which I love to do on, like I had a big block this morning, a 3-hour block, is to create those stories, even if it's later. So have a powerful quote, have a story of somebody, have a transformation story. So you have those good pull stories to put up right before your connection blitz. So the next thing that we're going to do is if you have not posted on your wall yet today, and most of you probably have, or you might be waiting until tonight when when many people are doing the put the babies to bed Facebook scroll or Instagram scroll. So I want you to do your post for today. If you haven't pre-planned your content in United We Thrive, we have a place where we have curiosity posts. A great thing to do would be to either share a story, share a powerful quote, grab a photo from the fan page and talk about that. And using the words like, have you considered? Or sometimes at night, people just like to play around, and you could ask somebody, like, what's the craziest thing that you have in your purse? Or the crazy, like, did anybody ever go do the popcorn diet? What's the craziest diet you've ever been on? So I want you to think, do I want to get engagement? Do I want to solve a problem? Do I want to empower? What is my goal for my social media post today? And like I said, if you start to study people and it pulls you to, and you're thinking, this is a great post, this gives me some emotion. So you want to think, what do I want them to know? How do I want them to feel? What do I want them to do? So if you haven't posted on Facebook today, or you have posted already, now would be the time to either do your post, and we're going to spend 5 minutes doing, this is what Jenna does so well, is when somebody comments on anything that you've posted in the last 6 or 7 days, you can bump it up. Go and do a consciously connecting comment where you don't just say emoji, because that's like walking through the door and high-fiving everybody. Go and say, congrats, yes, thank you, isn't this awesome? So thank you for your support. So either do your post or start to connect. And I never like to leave a comment uncommented upon, because that's kind of like ignoring your house. So we're going to spend the next 5 minutes doing that. So go ahead and either do your post, plan a post for tomorrow morning if you've already done your post, or do some commenting. Yogi wants to play. I'm so proud of this team. Look how many people are on. Hi, Yvonne. We've got all these new rank advanced people on this Zoom tonight. I feel like we should be drinking champagne. Okay. Like I said, if you've already posted today, go look at there's so many great posts that you can look at and frame just like that person. I'll give you Jordana has some great things that I looked at today. Jenna, Alyssa, who else was I looking at their stuff today? Amy always has such great things. You guys all do. But when you see something, like I said, that it's not copying, it's take the idea, like what are they doing? Shouting out women. I also saw an account today that is, I don't even know what business she does. I'm going to find it and share it with you guys, because the way she talks about passive income streams and residual income was really good. And it took me even a while to think, does this chick even do network marketing? And I figured out she's a multiple 7-figure earner. So you've got 3 more minutes to plan your post for tomorrow, or to comment or do your post for tonight. And I'm going to give you guys a, I just found something, like I just screenshot things all the time. Something for tomorrow that would be great. I'm tired, I'm broke, I'm stressed, I'm busy, I hate my job. Is it Friday yet? How would you like to change that? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Sometimes you have to make a choice to take a chance, or your life will never change. So that is telling a story of, does anybody want me to write that in the comments? It's good, right? And you can change it up to say, you know, I used to wake up and not want to go to work. Like, you can make it personal. So think about the conversations, and I'm not putting it in the spacing that it should have. So you'll change it up so that we don't all have the same thing, but this is like talking about, so do that in quotation marks, because with this one, the goal would be to talk about options instead of a traditional job. I don't know what we did before these working Zooms. Like, you guys, we'd all be billionaires if we'd been doing this for 7 years, right? This is like having a personal trainer. Yvonne's laughing because we had the funniest personal trainer story. I got to tell you guys, we met at preschool. Like, this is how the connection, and then, okay, we're going to stop our post. I'm going to give you another suggestion, then we're going to go to the connection blitz. So when you're stuck too with content, you can go to Wi-Fi Wealth, which is formerly Thriving to Freedom. Pull from stories in there. Go to the customer groups, pull from stories from there. And if anybody, I know we have a lot of great content writers on here, and my goal in August is to get a group together, if you're interested in doing it, to create an entire PDF and Trello board that has congratulation posts that aren't too spammy, that has welcome posts, that has posts that you can use for residual income, and take all of the good stuff that we have and put it into a format. So you have a Trello board and a PDF that it's not copying content, but we would give you almost like I just did, like, take this quote make it your own. So yes, and hi Jennifer. Jennifer came my driveway today. There's a big picture of that. Hi Nicole. Did you see Jennifer got a present for her new office from me today? Nicole is so close to 40K. We need like 3 more days in the month or a really great, it's happening. So I'm gonna also add, if you're interested in working on a content committee with me, I'm gonna call on a few of you that you're really good, and then you could have that. So what I'm thinking is a new promoter comes in, and we even have day 1 through 14 of curiosity, tell their story, how to get that really great engagement without being spammy and all that jazz, so that you could literally plug somebody in that doesn't have social media experience to grab some ideas and quotes and pictures and things. So if you want to work on that with me, I'm going to do it an hour a week via Zoom, and we'll build it all out and then launch it to the team. Just let me know, maybe even 30 minutes. Okay, the next piece that we're going to do for our working Zoom is, we did the poll story, we did the post for tomorrow, and the next piece, and this is our biggest, we're going to do this for 15 minutes, is our connection blitz. So during connection blitz, remember, it's consciously connecting comments. Look for ways to get into an inbox. If someone so for example, if Jennifer was posting that she just cleaned out, she just started her office, and she was somebody that you were pulling toward you, you might find a Google article that's about clearing your space makes more money, and say, oh my gosh, I saw that if you put this affirmation on the wall of your office. I look for ways to get in an inbox to start conversations. So you've got your friends to see first. Who are your newest ads? Who are your customers, your samplers, even your newest promoters on your team? I want you to do 10 minutes and just connect and pull with the intention of asking a question as though you're looking in their eyes and you're making this great connection. You just realized, oh my gosh, we used to live on the same street, and did you used to play Ghost in the Graveyard? Like that kind of connection. So now you've got this pull coming towards you, that connection, and really look for ways to get in that inbox. Now I do connection first, even before my birthday messages, because this is to me the most important part. Because if I wish somebody a happy birthday 2 days ago, I have them on my list, and I'm going to go and make sure I do some connection. So I'm going to shut my mouth and let you guys start with consciously connecting comments. And remember that in-depth conversation is better than high-fiving 45 people that you haven't made eye contact with. So you can slow down to pull. And if you see something that comes your way that says, oh my gosh, I need to invite this person Tuesday night to Kelly's training, which is tomorrow night at 8:30, put them on your list, because our reach outs today are going to be all around inviting to Kelly's training at 8:30, which is going to be around how to use your calendar for your business and your life. So anybody in business, you can say, I'd love for you to hop into our group. It is a group for our company, but we also have incredible trainings. She's a 7-figure earner. So I want you, as you're connecting, be thinking, if your intuition tells you I'm going to invite them during our reach outs, put their name down on a list. Okay, 10 to 15 minutes, ready, go. amazing women all hopping on for the working Zoom at 9 o'clock. Amazing women all hopping on for the working Zoom. I feel like Amy is going to pull us out of Shavasana there. Maybe I should be playing like Who Let the Dogs Out? Okay, so we just did this connection, right? The connection time. And I'll share, I think I shared my list with you guys in United We Thrive. If I didn't, I'll share how I do it. So during that connection blitz, you're connecting, you're commenting, and next I go over to birthday messages. Now, many times I'll do my birthday messages 2 days in advance so that I've found my way into their inbox, not on a day that's so busy. So for your next connection time, I'm going to give you, we're going to work on the next time for another 10 minutes, but I want you to kind of put this all together. I want you to look at your birthday messages. Some of you will have a ton, some of you won't have as many. And then go, before you go into your stories, one of the things that I want you to, I just had it on my phone for you. Before you go into your stories, I want you to post a picture of the Zoom right now in your stories. I just did it as well. And post something about, imagine being on a team that at 9 p.m., 50 plus women show up to work side by side, or most people are paying to have coaching and mentoring for $1 million earners. You're wanting to have someone be pulled toward you because you're getting to hang out with women that are powerful women. I don't know if we have any men on tonight, and build your business. So put the Zoom up in your stories. You can mute yourself and even talk into your, I didn't show my face, but the best thing you can do is show your face and point behind you so that they see you, and just say, imagine that you're getting the mentoring and connection and community from multiple 6 and 7 figure earners. This is like, I'm saying this because we're trying to attract. When you think about it, this is like walking into a job on the first day and having 2 hours of training a day with someone that has already, hit that top levels of whatever company. And people just don't do that out there in the world, right? So put your face in your stories, then go to your birthday messages. Then what I want you to do is start responding to your people. Go through other people's stories, respond, ask questions. Now, while you're doing that, I want you to make the connection that you are looking for people that would be a good fit to invite for tomorrow night. So we're going to do birthday messages, share the Zoom in our stories, start connecting with other people in their stories. And naturally, it's going to come to you like, oh my gosh, I noticed that you're homeschooling and you have a business at home. I want to invite you tomorrow night. My friend Kelly, she happens to have earned 7 figures. She's a former pharmaceutical sales rep. She's going to teach us about balancing time and building a business online. Would you like an invite? That is putting your foot in the door to start a conversation. So that's considered a reach out. So I would go ahead and birthday messages, take a picture of you on the Zoom, looking at your face and be like, this is what I'm doing. And then what I want you to do is to start thinking about who are the people that are on your hot list, that your intuition, that your gut is saying, I want to invite them to this thing with Kelly tomorrow night. If you pull up United We Thrive, you can see that invite, and you can also see that story as well. So that's your reach out assignment for your 5 birthday messages, and also putting in your Zoom like something awesome about what you're doing tonight with community connection and having the mentoring. You could also say we're celebrating. I think we have 3 or 4 people on here that just hit new ranks, that hit, and now they're still here. They're like, okay, what's next? So just put your face on your camera though, no matter what you look like. Use a filter, right? Okay, so 10 minutes we're gonna put those together. And I find when you put things together like that, it's going to come to you easier to do an invite to the how to and I'm going to do mine really casually to say, hey, I just noticed that tomorrow night my friend Kelly at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. She's doing a training. She happens to be a 7-figure earner. She's a former pharmaceutical sales rep. This woman is incredible. She's doing a training on balancing your time while building a business, because she's also she's homeschooling her kids. Do you want an invite? When they say yes, that's when you tell them it's inside of the Wi-Fi Wealth group. Wi-Fi Wealth, formerly known as Thriving to Freedom. Doesn't that feel better than like dialing up your phone book and saying, I got to make 5 reach outs? So when you've done your 5 reach outs and you've done your video and you're doing your birthday messages and responding in the stories, I want you to put 5 reach outs video, like just tell me that you did it in the comments. I'm going to be doing a drawing tonight for somebody that comments back they did those things. We're going to go on the responding birthday messages, responding and connecting, and stories, and then doing your reach outs to invite for tomorrow night's event with Kelly. Will probably take us 20 minutes. Then what we have after that is some follow-ups, and then we're going to do what I call #GoTeam. So you've got about 20 minutes to do all of that. And it's not a race, but just tell me in the comments that you did your video, you did your 5 reach outs, and you did your stories. And I've got a drawing. I'm giving away presents today. You don't even have to drive to my house like Jennifer had to do today to get hers. Okay, you guys, let's do those things. I need my music.
Really, what did you say we have to do? Because I was already doing stuff and I missed stuff.
So you have to do a video with your face that's talking about the Zoom that you're on.
Okay.
Then you have to invite 5 people to the Wi-Fi Wealth event tomorrow night, with Kelly. So go into United We Thrive, look at that event. She's teaching about how to balance your time and build your business online. And so it's a free training that you can invite to. Wi-Fi Wealth is the old Thriving to Freedom, formerly known as, and then just getting connected in your birthday messages. Once you've done those things, just tell me that you did, and I'll do a drawing from anybody that puts it in the comments.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, beautiful girl. If you guys are looking for Amy Tagworker has a really great click-through story where she has like different pictures of thrivers, and you can take a look at her story. That's a really good example too. And if you're like me, you want to do it like immediately. So just put it on your working Zoom list for tomorrow. Be like, Amy Tagworker story. And then tomorrow morning, get your content ready for your working Zoom. It took me like 5 years to figure this out. So if you figured it out in less than a year, you're winning. Okay, I still feel like we're leaving Shavasana whenever we leave that. So how did we do with stories, with reaching out? We've got, there were some questions in the, good job, Beth. There were some questions in the comments about how to do the video. And so it was just a story. It was just a story on what you're doing. So you could even, afterward, you could take a screenshot with your phone. I was thinking everybody was on their computer, but that's not the case always, right? Some people are on iPads and phones. So stories, continuing to reach out tonight and tomorrow for your for Kelly's event. And also there is other things that you can reach out to, or just reaching out about Thrive, reaching out to say, hey, I noticed that you are back at the gym. Would you be open to taking a look at, I've been using a new supplement system. I don't know if you've seen it in my stories, but I'd love to get some in your hands, and leave it at that. So you could do whatever reach outs that you want to do. And also a great thing to do is, if you look at Amy Tagworker's stories, she shared 3 story screens of different looks of success for Thrivers. And then she had a poll at the end that was asking, I don't know exactly what her question was, but if you look at her stories, that's always a great thing to do, because you're actually pulling people to you to say, oh my gosh, yes, I want to know more information. So for the rest of the time, which is only 10 minutes left, time flies when you're having fun. We responded and connected with our stories. We did some reach outs for tomorrow night. And now I want you to think about, your follow-ups. And this is where your lists are the keys. So when you're thinking about coming back to the working Zoom, and I would just like make the list. Oh, I wish I had that. I wish I had that. So who are your customers who have ordered this month? Check in on them. Check in on some of your customers that may have 1 referral. They still have time for more referrals. Check in on any launch events you have. Follow up with, one thing that we did not do tonight was the group connection. We did massive connection. We didn't go into groups. So in your last 10 minutes, do some follow-ups with all of the people that might have sample packs in hand, might be just starting to Thrive, might have said yes, just follow up. Hey, checking in with you. People that have gone a little bit radio silent, you might say, I just was scrolling the fan page. I saw the story. Check this out. And another way to follow up is to not follow up with Thrive at all, but follow up with another question. So for the last 10 minutes, what we'll do is do follow-ups. This is where your lists are the key. And if you're wanting to do your group connection, there's 2 things left that you can do is your follow-ups, which are really important. And then if you want to go into your 3 Facebook groups that you're really engaging in, you could go in today, which is Monday. I usually ask a question that is pulling people to give me some advice. So today, my question in one of my over 50 Peloton keto groups, it's like so specific, and I'm not even 100% keto, was who rides their Peloton fasted in the morning? Does anyone take BCAAs before? Does this break the fast? Things that I might know the answer to, but asking a question that will bring up connection, because tomorrow I'm going to go back with some research. So for the last 7 minutes, figure out who are your follow-ups. And if you're like, I don't have 3 groups I posted, remember that's what we want to do, is have 3 to 5 specific groups where we're engaging and we're connecting, just like that's our super secret clubhouse. If there's 17 Thrivers in there, find a new group. Like Nicole might be in a group that's for children's authors, upcoming children's authors. And so even though she's not commenting on Thrive, she could go in there and say, who is, who's struggling with time management in writing their book, building a business, being a mom. And if she gets people like, what are your solutions for time management? She could reach out and say, oh, I would love to invite you. One of my mentors, she's exceptional. She's doing a training tomorrow night. See how that goes? So let's end the time with some follow-ups. If you want to go into your groups, go into your groups and ask somebody in the group to solve a problem for you. Because tomorrow you're going to go back, comment on all of their things, and you might go back and say, hey, I did some research and here's what I found. Isn't this fascinating? Solving a problem, educating, empowering, and then connecting to pull people toward you because they're going to be like, this chick's interesting. I'm going to be her friend. Oh, wait, look at her stories. See, if Amy Tagworker did that, and then I was checking her out and I saw her stories, I would be obsessed with knowing what it is that she does, because she's just been super interesting in the group connecting. I've become her friend. Of course, I'm checking her out, looking in her window, right? Her social media window. And now I'm up in her stories and I'm seeing all of this really cool stuff. That makes me want to go right to her DM and say, what's up? You've got something that you need to tell me about. I can just tell. So it's all of that is a big, huge circle of connecting. And the other thing that I want to do is to read you this quote. I don't know who wrote it. This is what I was going to have you write on your working Zoom. So if you want to do this tomorrow on a picture of people on the Zoom, 6 months of hardcore focus and alignment can put you 5 years ahead in life. Don't underestimate the power of consistency and desire. So I'm going to put, that could be a whole post. So you could even go into some entrepreneurial groups and say, I would love to know what quotes you use to empower people. I'm collecting quotes for some content, all kinds of ways to get people. Everybody likes to give advice, right? So this is my quote for tonight. Use that in a post in your stories about showing up, because you guys are showing up. You're showing up for the workout. So with the last 5 minutes, and then you don't have to stay up late, but we still have to do our follow-ups. So if you need to follow up tomorrow morning, we're back at 8. Follow up with the invites, follow up with your lists, and pre-plan some of your content for tomorrow, and push for those end of the month goals, because we still have lots and lots of time left. A lot can happen in 3 days. So 5 more minutes and then we are out of here. Anybody who's in my town, we're getting a big thunderstorm right now. And then one last thing that I want to encourage you guys to do that really helps me is right before I go to bed, I'll do my gratitude again, and then I will just I'll brain dump. So if something came up today during this working Zoom, and it always does for me, that I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what does she mean groups? Or I don't have content, write it down, just get it out of your head. You don't have to stay up late tonight to do it, but tomorrow, if it's then block time, to start getting those things ready and take the first step. But what I love to do is just to do a brain dump, let it go. Once it's on paper, you get to decide where it goes in your calendar. So after the Zoom tonight, close up your desk. If you have space, to just write some 3 or 4 pieces of gratitude toward your business, affirmations about where you're going. And then anything that came up tonight for you that made you feel panicked, or you felt like you didn't know, or I said something that was confusing, just dump it down on your paper. And then tomorrow, take care of it. Just get a good night's sleep. So I hope that's helpful for you guys. So I'm going to stay on for a few more minutes and finish mine. If you guys want to stay on, I'll probably be on for about 10 more minutes. If you enjoy my, or you can just go to Shavasana with my guitar music. Thanks for hopping on tonight, you guys.